What up, weebs and weeblets? I'm Zach.
And I'm Shawn.
And welcome to Two Lowkey Weebs. This is episode 2 of Summer Seasonals. We're going to go over the second episode of Things in the Summer Seasonal. Yep. First and foremost, I'm going to get off to a start. I got a comment. I'm going to respond. They said they did not really like the hate that we were giving to Shy Hero. Mostly me. I'll take because it was a bad faith take. And so I watched 2 episodes and, we'll address it. So we were kind of just like ungratuitously unkind to it. I'm not, it was called trash. And I'm going to say I just don't think it's a good show, but I don't think it's a bad show. I see the charm, and so I'm going to just speed run 2 episodes, and then we're going to go into the other shows as well. So Shy Hero follows a Shy Hero and then 3 assassin princesses who need to kill him. The demon lord's daughter is going to kill him so that she can get her freedom because she needs to prove herself. There's an assassin who could make a whole bunch of money if she kills him, and then the BDSM chick, she wants to kill him because she's bored with her work, and every man just bows to her, so she's trying to take it easy. She wants a more of a challenge. The show isn't trash. I'd say it's a smidge trashy, but honestly, what anime isn't? One of these days I want to do a list because one of the things I was watching, my wife saw it, and she was like, yeah, I wasn't going to say, I brought it up. I wasn't going to say anything because anime is just like that. I'm like, not all of them. And she's like, yeah, all of them. I'm like, I can name 20. So I think I might want to take that challenge up at some point to just do 20 animes that aren't like that.
Are you going to have, your wife off to the side off camera so she doesn't have to be recorded, but just heckling you the entire time? No.
I'll have her affirming me. I'll be like, this one's not like this. This is why. And then I'll just hide the reasons that it is. That's all. We'll do Ava, but without end of Evangelion, the scene. But no, okay, back to Shy Hero. Shy Hero, so, the series isn't bad. I can see it being enjoyable. If it was dubbed, I'd probably continue watching. I don't know if I am, just because it's something I'd watch while I do the dishes. It's fun. It's lighthearted. You had said that the hero is kind of bland. I didn't think so as much, especially because they made him big, first of all, which I feel like isn't common. They gave him a scar, which I feel like isn't common. And that's actually part of his character, is he wants to kill the Demon King because he wants to build confidence, because he's a shy hero. The one bit that I really like that goes on through it, which I feel like it's a pretty common bit, but where whenever he's touched physically at all by any of the girls, he goes beet red, steam comes out of his head, but then he shuts down.
Me in middle school.
What?
Me in middle school.
Yeah, right? Me today. But it's a fun bit because he shuts down completely. So anytime they need to have a conversation, they all know they're all trying to kill him. So anytime they need to talk about how they're going to go about it, because they each want to do it. They don't want the other one to do it. So they end up deciding that they each get a day. But so if they need to talk about killing him, they just touch him, he shuts down, and they just have an adult conversation without him. And it's a fun bit. And I enjoyed that. So, and I really enjoy the one assassin who's just an assassin because she's just like, what up, I've got guns in a fantasy setting. I also like her because her whole deal is she wants to make money because she hates the slave trade. She tries to kill a slaver, or she does, the hero kills the slaver, I guess, to save her. But she tries to stop a slaver, and she's very considerate of children. And there's even a potential for a weird tentacle scene, and they chose not to. They took the high road.
Proud of them.
And then the high road's not that high, but they took it, and I'm happy for that. So as a whole, I think it's a nice popcorn comedy fantasy. I might keep with it, I might not. Let me know if you think I should. I'll go, a little deeper into episode 3. I'll give it that little extra time if you.
Yeah, because don't you have a 3-episode rule?
I do. I think that's an anime standard, which is the 3-episode rule, which has actually always been my wife's standard. When she found out it's an anime thing, she got so mad. Gotcha. I'm like, yeah, we own it. Right. But yeah, so Shy Hero, give it a chance. It might be for you. It's fun.
All right. So what you're saying is what I'm saying, not what you're saying. I'm going to go ahead and just watch a couple episodes.
Yeah, if you want to be less ignorant. But, like, it's your God-given right as an American to continue your ignorance. So.
Oh, my God. I've never wanted to be an American more in my life.
But
actually, that's not true. But no, I think I'm going to go watch a couple episodes after.
I do want to say I don't think it's your cup of tea, but you should, because if you're going to shit talk it, let's own it.
That's fine. So I'm going to go report back later.
We'll do slightly better faith reviews in the future. Thanks for reaching out. Please keep doing it.
And keeping us honest.
So back to Trash Man now. So we're going to move on to Trash Man. We're talking about the Trash Man. So Shawn didn't catch this episode, but I did. Gachiakuta.
Yep. Stuck the dismount.
So Gachiakuta episode 2 was great because it's got Mary Sloppins in it, which this is the... Okay.
I feel like I've seen the movie with her in it before.
Oh, God, no. Go to bed. So our main guy ends up getting saved. Like, he's in the trash world, and all of a sudden, like... he has powers. You know, they don't like fully flesh it out, but like he grabs everything he grabs gets stronger, and so he's fighting the giant trash monsters that appeared at the end of episode 1.
Yes.
And then some dude kind of shows up out of nowhere and saves them with an umbrella. And what he does is he turns that umbrella into a cooler umbrella. So
hell yeah.
It's a really fun fight because it's I call them Mary Sloppins because they're in the garbage, but that's the best pun I could come up with on the spot.
Honestly, I'm proud of you.
Thank you. But it is fun because like he'll fight and then he'll like kind of float down and then fight and then kind of float. Like it's just cool. It's a really fun idea.
All right.
Also, you know, we're kind of introduced into how the ground works, and it's just you just cough blood by breathing the air. So that guy shows up with a mask.
I thought you were actually talking about like the physical ground.
No. Just so we find out that the city that the trash man's from, I can't remember his name, guys. I'm so sorry. The trash man's from is they call it the sphere, and it just floats. It seems like it's floating around the earth, and so on the ground is like actually the earth, and they call them spherites. People on the ground hate the spherites because all they do is throw trash down and ruin their world and make their life hard to breathe. Our umbrella bro, whose name is, I should be ashamed. I know he's got an easy to remember name too. It's like Energy or something. Like it's just like a one-word name. But okay, we're gonna call him Mary Sloppins for now. I'll be better at it next time. Good old Mary Sloppins saves our trash man, and then he then chains him up, puts a mask on him, chains him up, and he's like, yeah, I'm taking you with me.
Okay.
He has the inclination that a trash man has powers, and because he saw him kind of use them, same powers that he has. Trash man's like, listen, I'm not really like answer some of my questions. Tell me what's going on. Where are we? Why are we? All this. And that actually leads to them getting attacked by the giant things. The dude's like, shut up. And he just keeps asking questions. He's like, for fuck's sake, bro. Like, you little shit. This is, I was trying to be quiet because these things are coming out. And he just starts screaming until they all come. And he's like, you know, that felt kind of nice.
Yeah.
He's a really fun character and I really like him. I really can't wait for more. I'm really enjoying the series and I really just need to read it. So he's like, fine, you want answers, you want to know what the ground is like, and then he just throws them to a group of people, and you're like, oh no, where's this gonna go? And they're like super friendly.
Oh, that's like.
And then, but then they got the double psych, because then they're like, well, let's get those chains off, and they chained them up differently in the back of a truck, and they're like, yeah, we sell you spherites, we sell your bodies. Why would people want your bodies? Because we hate you so much. And he starts like force feeding him garbage, like he's like, oh, this is food waste, so you should like it. You spherites just like to waste. No, but then the trash man, like, as the dude's doing, just fucking bites the skin off 2 of the dude's fingers, just to raw bone, and then, like, looks them in the eye and starts eating the slop, and he's like, this food is delicious. You guys don't even know what food waste is. I'm tired of you telling me what I am. Telling me I'm a spherite. Telling me I'm garbage. Telling me I'm anything. And he breaks the chains and starts using it, and then, like, his gloves, the people with powers, you have an item that is like their item that they can go with. So his gloves turn other items into a thing. So he gets a chain out, starts fucking them up. And the guys are like, you just break the chain. Once they don't have their item anymore, they can't fight. So they break the chain. And then he grabs a tire and turns that. And they're like, what the fuck? And then Umbrella Dude's still watching him from afar. He's like, what the fuck? He can turn multiple items. So it's actually like his coveted gloves.
Yeah, the gloves are the item, and they're just not smart enough to realize.
Exactly. Or it's never happened before, something like that. So he ends up fucking them up. Umbrella Dude's like, hey, you should join us. We are the cleaners, and we need good help. You want to know about this world? You should join us. He's like, fuck no. And then that's how the episode ends.
That's fair.
So yeah, definitely pick up more. I feel like has been a very, they're doing a good job of introducing you to the world, raising questions while answering them. The power system looks fun. Again, very sloppy. Like the fact that they did so much with such an early character for such a fun and unique fighting style of floating than not floating. I really feel like this show is going to have a lot of potential, and I really look forward to more of it.
Yeah, no, it seemed good. I just ran out of time because life happens, and there's just
and that's where I am.
nonsense.
Because I didn't catch Dress Up Darling.
Yes, you did not catch up Dress Up Darling.
Let's go to that.
I did. Everything I liked about the first episode of season 2 continues on into the second episode.
Okay, so the quality's still where it is. They haven't dropped off. We're not dealing with any of that Uzumaki shit.
Not yet.
You know about Uzumaki, right? Like how terrible it was?
No, I don't.
Oh, God. Well, we'll get there.
Anyways, this is about Dress Up Darling, not Uzumaki.
You're right.
But it basically starts where we left off, where everyone's like, hey, are you and Marin dating Gojo?
Oh, yeah, because that's how the episode ended.
Yes.
And then he freezes and freaks out because it's Gojo.
Yes, and then Marin she runs off and does her own little thing, and Gojo sees her being talked to by 2 guys, and he's like, whatever you want to do to her, do to me instead. I volunteer as tribute.
Oh, because, are they being rude?
He thinks that Marin is being hit on.
Oh, okay.
So he's like, I'll take her place. I'm like, all right, Gojo. I mean, live your best life, but turns out just their hairdresser for her.
Yeah, they're already friends. I kind of remember this.
Right.
Because I read it.
And she tears into Marin for ruining her hair with the flat iron.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Yes, that whole thing. But that's not the major point of this episode, is that Gojo and Marin go to an event, and they're at an aquarium, and they meet a cosplayer who's dressed like a magical girl of some sort, and there's a wardrobe malfunction, and Gojo's like, I can fix it. And like, cool, let's head to the men's room. And like, you can't do that, you're a girl. And the cosplayer's like, surprise, I'm a dude.
And then this is Gojo's first interaction with a guy cosplaying as a girl.
Right,
and
yeah.
He, I like this, and it's just saying so much to Gojo, because he just goes hyper-focus on the
technical aspects of it.
Yeah, he's just like, oh, so you do this way, this way.
Yes, and
it's a learning experience.
Yeah, that's what it leads to. And while he's fixing this dude's skirt, he sees glue in the purse, the clutch, whatever this guy has, and Gojo just does not know what the glue is for. And eventually it leads to a conversation where Gojo's like, so you had glue, what's that for? And then just get really intense about it. Like Gojo does with everything technical around cosplay and all that.
Yeah, he needs to know.
He needs to know to be better at everything. And the cosplayer's just like, oh yeah, I glue my wig to my face because I have a masculine face, and I use the wig to hide, what my face looks like, make me girlish. That's all fun little conversation.
Well, and something that's really nice about this is they really explain, and I'm not a cosplayer. I don't know anything about makeup sewing, and nothing involving cosplay do I know other than the final results. But they do a lot of talk in the show about what goes into cosplay, which I think brings a respect to it, because it's not like you're especially the hardcore cosplayers, they put work in.
Yeah, they put a lot of effort in.
And I feel like they do I like shows where they do a lot to. They're like, this is the focus of the show, and we're going to teach you about it. I really like shows that do that quite a bit.
That's kind of what sucked me into the first. It's a cute, fluffy romance, which I'm here for. But I also really dig that they kind of get into the technical.
Yeah,
at least a little technical. Obviously, I know
that is what actually really just disappointed me about just weird tangent. But there's a show called Handyman Saito in Another World, and I was hyped for that, because I was like, a handyman, hell yeah, I know about handyman shit. And I thought it was going to be an in-depth thing, but it was more just he's.
It's going to be cells at work, except for handyman.
Yeah, well, more like Dr. Stone.
Okay.
Except for a handyman in Another World, just with mild fixing of things. It's just really not. It was a real big letdown. But Dress Up Darling's not.
Yeah, and it ends with, hey, you want to see boobs? Because it's why do you have boobs in that picture?
Oh yeah, what's the name of the episode?
You can equip boobs. And Gojo just winds up being confused, and Marin's like, yeah, boobs.
Yeah, boobs. Because of course Marin would.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm going to catch up on that one, and then episode 3 for the next episode, because we're going to keep doing this if you keep coming back. Even if you don't, we're going to do it.
Yeah.
Deal with me. So I continued Clevatess. I think that's the way to say it. That's
knows?
one that I'm watching the dub. And so I'm watching the dub because dubs allow me to do other things. And so that could be the problem, or the show could be the problem. Okay, so for me, my heartstrings are easy to pull. Like, my emotional connection, there are so many things that, like, I'm so easily moved. And in this episode of Clevatess, so it's a very sad backstory about a slave who is, the main characters are trying to get a, why can't I think of the word? A wet nurse. And so they get, at the end of the first episode, they get captured by bandits and they get sold into slavery, and the big bad beast is like letting them do it so that he can understand more of humanity, because that's his goal. So he meets the wet nurse. She is a slave. She has been brutally abused her whole life. She has had multiple stillborns. And so the whole time they're doing this backstory, it just didn't resonate at all with me.
What a wild thing to
That's really hard to do, because like I haven't had to deal with it, and I can't imagine, but like that kind of content is very hard and very easy to elicit emotion out of me, but it almost felt like it was just trying too hard.
Like, as a parent, I feel like that should.
It does, but not here. And so part of that could just be bad voice acting. Maybe if I was watching the sub, it would sell harder, but that's just not happening. So I was kind of disappointed. I think part of the problem is just like, so there was a lot of breastfeeding in the episode, and I got no beef with breastfeeding, like whatever, you know, I'm a parent, like I've seen it. But this episode really felt like the author's poorly
veiled,
their veiled fetish, because it's just like you can like get that story across without showing like that much actual breastfeeding from that many different angles. Like, it just felt like it was really trying to sell it.
Yeah, the fact that there were angles.
Like, a lot of them. And it was like, even in like her sad backstory, like they were like, it just felt excessive. And I don't know if that pulled me out, or if it's just like a collection of things just failed to invest me in it. The episode ends with him trying to get her to be a wet nurse. The Clevatess trying to get the girl to run away with him and be a wet nurse. She's just like, no, that can't happen. You're a slave too. So I imagine in the next episode, he's just going to kill all the slavers. And then our main girl is immortal because he brought her back to life. And as long as he's alive, she won't die. So she's about to get taken and used in horrible ways. And so she's getting carried across a bridge. And they're like, don't think about jumping, you'll die. And she's like, well, I guess I won't. And then so a blind dude comes up, gets real sleazy with her. And she's like, yeah, hopefully this curse pays off. And he's right. And so the episode ends with her brutally coming to an end at the bottom of a ravine with a lot of the bandits.
Okay.
So it was cathartic. There was catharsis to be had, because yeah, they really, really go deep on how scummy these scumbags are, which is fine. I've got no problem with it, but like they really sold it. So I am gonna watch another episode just because I feel like they earned it for how savage the ends were, and her end is just kind of see where it's going. I mean, she's obviously gonna come back. Right. The teaser for the next episode said it. I was more interested after the first episode than the second. The second episode really kind of has me like, I don't know. I might not finish this series, but we'll see. Dandadan.
Yeah.
Have you?
No. I have not Dandadan.
So we Dandadan. The more I watched this opening, first of all, and I've been trying to watch, like, I've fallen out from watching openings lately, but I've been trying to do it more. And, like, with all of these, I've been actually, like, watching the openings. And
me too, actually.
And I feel like it's like, as you grow, the light of the world kind of just seems dimmer. And so like I've gotten away from watching openings, and I feel like now that I'm like making myself watch them, I'm enjoying my life more. You know, it's the little touches that you start to get away from.
It's the little things in life that keep you going.
It is. And so, but Dandadan's opening, the more I watch it, the better it is. It's fucking good.
So it's growing on you, at least.
It already did grow on me, and it's just growing deeper. It's spreading its roots. So this episode is where we actually first meet the Evil Eye. We get the backstory of the Evil Eye, which is a child that was sacrificed way back in the day. And
that was a rough backstory.
It was. I feel like they didn't sell this backstory, like especially after how well they did the Acro Silky backstory. Yes. I feel like this one didn't hit quite as hard.
Okay.
So that's the other thing to go with Clevatess. I might just be in a mood, you know, like I might have woken up on the wrong side of the bed when I'm watching these, and maybe I'm just my brain chemistry is not what it used to be. So, but I feel like they didn't sell it as hard as the Acro Silky arc, but it's still good. You get the backstory. Okay. It's a sad backstory, and you get to know Gigi better, and that Gigi's just a good dude. And he just wants to save this kid, and he's willing to be possessed to save this kid. And so when he gets possessed, he turns into the evil eye, which is this. It is Gigi in only his underwear with an eye here. He turns white and then purple. You just gotta watch it. But like, so I love, one of my favorite things about the evil eye in the manga, and they really delivered on it, is like, I like the human body. And like, there are so many scenes where Gigi, where the evil eye, like there's so many great scenes of him, like he turns all of the tortured souls from this area, from the sacrifices, into just a ball of rot. I mean, it's just, you can just see the souls in there, and like he'll kick it like a soccer ball. And there are just so many scenes in the manga where it's just like him, like kicking is like straight up in the air, and just like the art of just how well he moves really translated in this. Just like every kick he does, it's just, I don't know, dude. I just
felt like it has some velocity.
I like the human body, and I think that like it just looks beautiful the way Gigi's doing it.
Gotcha.
And a nice addition that you get that isn't in the channel is, so it's a ball of screaming souls.
Okay.
And so like the sound effects that come with every time he kicks it, you get like this faint ghostly.
Oh, does it give like a Doppler effect as it's moving across the screen?
Well, it's more just the sound effect of like every time he hits it, you hear, you know, like the screaming, dying souls every time he gets kicked, and just watching him just completely body the worm with this soccer ball is just really great. And so this episode ends with Gigi, the worm is down, and he turns on Momo, and he's about to finish Momo off, and then that's when you get the Okarune's leg comes up, and the legs meet, and he's like, "No, you don't do that to my girl." And so that's where this episode ends. And everything involving the evil eye is great. I love his design. I love his attitude. I love the battle between him and Gigi not wanting it exercised because of its sad backstory. Yes. No notes.
Dang.
Watch more.
Okay.
So Dandadan, we're gonna head on to Takopi. Takopi. But we're not doing that one just yet. First, we are going to have you hit Secrets of the Silent Witch, and then we're going to end out on Takopi.
Yeah, which I think is the appropriate way to go, because I don't think I can talk about Secrets of the Silent Witch
after.
It'd be rough.
Tough act to follow.
Yeah. So Secrets of the Silent Witch.
I still haven't picked it up yet. Yeah. I will.
Right.
Especially after what you're about to tell me, right?
Hopefully I saw it. Yeah, it's still good. Like I think this is something I could really get into going forward.
Yeah.
Once it really picks up. So Silent Witch Girl. Can't remember her name. We suck at this, by the way, remembering names.
I promise next time I will have every name on my board.
Yes.
We have a board.
We have a board. May not seem like it sometimes, but we have a board. But
if you ever catch me doing one of these, it's the board.
But anyways, picks up where it leaves off. She's going undercover in a school for fancy ass people to protect the second prince.
What's the B word for those people? The
bourgeoisie.
The bourgeoisie. That's how you say that word? Okay.
It might be. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, I just, when I read words, I
wasn't talking to you. I was talking to
Smart.
But she's going undercover in this fancy ass school to, figure out who's trying to kill the second prince and protect him and all that stuff. And she starts to make friends, despite, not being able to fucking talk. This other girl, this nouveau riche girl, takes an interest in her because she has like...
Is it a case of an extrovert adopting an introvert?
Yep, sure is.
I feel that.
But, so this nouveau riche girl, takes an interest in our silent witch because she has an outdated hairdo. She, does her hair for her, and it's, really sweet scene.
Aww.
And that sort of stuff. And then at some point, she's outside the school... I was tired of it much, so I may be missing some points here, but she winds up outside the school and she's gathering nuts. Don't know. She's gathering nuts. She's out there gathering nuts. And it turns out the student council president is the second prince, and he's out there. And he, comes over to talk to her because she's gathering nuts. She calls her a little squirrel.
Okay, yeah.
And just as
That's cute, though.
right, it is cute.
Is he a douche about it, or is he being
No,
cute?
no, he seems pretty nice.
Okay.
At this point, he seems pretty nice. Like, he's he's a little arrogant because he's a prince, but he's not over the top about it, right? And as he's leaning over talking to her, this thing falls off. It's like a giant piece of pottery falls off the school.
Okay.
And she protects it from it. She repels it. But because she's silent wood, she can use powers without
And so
chanting.
he's like, oh,
Yeah.
your secret's out.
Right. And eventually she gets called to the student council president office where oh no, this guy's the second prince. She doesn't realize he's the prince until she's in there. And they're like, yeah, so someone's trying to kill the prince. And one of his buddies is saying this. And we think you're an accomplice because you just happen to be in the position for this to happen. That sort of thing. And she kind of gets blackmailed into helping him figure out who is
But
trying.
wasn't she already doing that?
Right. But he doesn't know that.
Oh, so she got blackmailed.
Right. She gets blackmailed into it because they think she's an accomplice. And you can imagine the prince's word is going to hold a lot of weight.
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
And hers won't. I mean, she can't get him out anyway, right?
Yeah, no, she starts doing this whole, so she gets blackmailed into it, but she does this whole thing where apparently everything is numbers to her.
Okay.
I completely
So
forgot.
just Rain Man?
Yeah, basically. No, it feels like it now that you've mentioned it. But yeah, I completely forgot the episode starts with a
Rain Man and
flashback.
Dragons.
I completely forgot that the episode starts with her having a flashback or a dream of her being a child and her dad gives her a measuring tape. And it's
like a measuring tape? Like
measuring tape.
Like modern measuring tape?
Eh.
Oh, that'd be cooler. But okay, go.
But and that that's her favorite toy. It's just measuring shit. Don't know why. Doesn't matter.
Listen,
but,
my kid likes to play with
right.
paper towels.
Fair enough.
Kids will be
But
kids.
so she takes a fascination with numbers, and she's doing this whole thing on the blackboard with numbers, and doing all this math about how things work, and how the prince matches up with the golden ratio. Have you heard of the golden ratio? It's the most ideal way a person is built to be attractive.
Oh, okay.
She's basically calling the prince attractive without really
With numbers, yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Rizzler. The Rizzler.
Right. But then she gets blackmailed into hey, we think you're an accomplice to the assassin. So help us figure out who's doing this, or you're gonna die. I'm not sure they say that.
I was gonna say, is that blackmail, threatening to kill someone? I feel like that's just threats.
Not really blackmail,
More threats of violence.
maybe extortion. I don't know how.
I think that might be closer to what it is.
Yes, but it's fun. I'm having a good time with it, and she learns to do her own hair, which I thought was the best part.
Well, for me, that is honestly what sells me on shows a lot. It's not the big action, and I'm just dumb like that. But I've mentioned with solo leveling, my favorite part of solo leveling was is he gonna make it to PTO? I like the
PTA meetings.
The PTA meetings. I usually come for some action, but I stay for the little things that move the characters forward as people. And
I couldn't give a shit about her saving the prince, but her calling him attractive through the use of numbers and learning how to do her own hair, I am here for.
That's the goal. All right, so somber note. We're gonna let's talk about Takopi. So there's 3 episodes out now. I've only watched 2. He's watched 3. Don't talk. Talk about episode 2. Don't talk about 3. So Takopi season 1, their episode 1 ended very harsh. No, it ended. I'm trying to think of how the episode ended.
There's a little bit of hope to it.
Yeah, it ended on a hopeful note because it ends with Kaze. Kuze smiling, right?
Yeah.
She's smiling because now she has a friend for the first time ever.
Yes.
So this episode really focuses on her and her dog and
Chappie.
So Chappie has everything. She needs Chappie. Chappie is life. She can always get through the day if Chappie's with her. And so no matter what happens, Chappie gets taken away. Chappie will always bite. Do you remember the bully's name?
Marina.
Oh, yes. So it always bites Marina, and Takopi's trying to figure out why. Well, it's because that's what they try going different ways so they don't run into each other. Yeah. But every time Chappie bites Marina, Chappie gets taken away and probably euthanized. Her mom, Kuze's mom, tells her that Chappie's
with her dad in Tokyo,
but that's probably not the case.
No.
And so the episode. It's just Takopi trying to find out why, and it's just not working out no matter what. And then it reaches a point where he wants to see what he can learn about it. So instead of resetting as soon as it happens, he continues with the next day.
Yeah.
And continues to support Kuze and tell her that I will find a way to get your dog back from your dad's. And so at the end of the next day, after getting brutally bullied, because like everyone's like, I can't believe she's got the nerve to come back into like, where else is a child gonna go?
Yes.
Like, what do you expect? But I mean, they're kids; they don't know, and so
doesn't excuse their actions though.
And I feel like it's all really heartbreaking. Every time she
is.
gets the dog taken away, you just see the pain, you see the hopelessness, and just there's no, and then like to have to deal with that and then go into bullying. It's so sad, and all I want is. I want the same thing.
I want it better tomorrow.
I want the same thing Takopi wants. And I just want Kuzi to smile. I just want her to smile. The poor thing. And then so Marina, after that, decided she needs to up the ante because she just wants Kuze gone. Like those are the means she wants.
Yep.
And it's very easy to despise this bully, but I feel like the hardest thing about that is she's just a kid, and like.
And the looks you get in her life.
Yeah, they're hard. They're very driven by her abuse from her mom. And like, at that age, kids don't understand the concept of finality, you know? Like, what she wants.
Most don't, anyways.
Yes. And don't get me wrong, she could just be a sociopath, but like, I do to some, every time I hate her, I like to remind myself that she doesn't understand, and you can't at that age fully understand the impact of your actions on others, and I think that makes that character more tragic, even more so because of what happens next.
Yeah.
So she ends up having Kuze. She has Kuze go with her into the woods.
Talk about Chappie.
To talk about Chappie. And she just goes there to tell her that Chappie is euthanized and that Chappie's not coming back and that Kuze needs to do the same. Kuze just needs to stop existing. And it gets to the point that Takopi is like, no, I need to be brave. I need to protect my friend. And I love
because
this.
Marina's getting physical.
Because Marina's getting physical. And Takopi's like, no, I need to save her. And I love this like little throwback because in the first episode, when Kuze first grabs the camera, she's like, this is like weirdly heavy. And so Takopi's holding the camera and then jumps in to save Kuze. I'm like, oh no. the camera's oddly heavy. And so he hits Marina with it.
In the dome,
and Marina stops moving. And so the episode like ends with Kuze being like ecstatic. She's like, in my wildest dreams, I never thought that my bully would go away. And she's just like,
she says she believes in magic now.
Yes, she said, since you saved me from my bully, I believe in magic. I believe it. Like, she believes this is magic. And it just makes it so much more heart-wrenching. And she just turns to Takopi. She's like, thank you so much for killing my bully. And it's just, it hurts. Like, you know, we get that happiness, but at what ends? And I don't know, that the whole episode just leaves on like such a chilling note. And they kind of like solidify that this is what's happening moving forward because Takopi is like his monologue ending the episode. He's like, this is where my story really starts.
Yeah,
because the camera's broken. Yeah. So like they give you this false sense of
because he goes to click it, tries to click it.
He broke it on her skull, and
dropping the hammer.
And so like they're just like, no, they give you this false sense of security that there's time travel and that things can be changed. And I already felt like it was kind of hopeless, but now they're just like, hey, this sense of security you had, nah, bitch, it's gone. And I love that they did that.
I figured that would happen with the camera eventually. I did not expect it episode 2. I was expecting like half.
Well, I didn't expect it to come from Takopi
just
murdering someone, you know, and it's just the show keeps you on your toes, and I really, again, it's a hard watch. There's so many heavy, deep themes, but it has 2 episodes in, and it's still spoiler free to just raw. Does episode 3 still bring the same level?
Yes.
Should I be excited?
Yes. I feel like you should be excited in a bad way.
Yes, obviously.
But can I just say for my own, it wasn't this I wasn't sure I was going to continue this series after episode 1. And then I got, let's see where this goes with episode 2.
Got a little going, yeah.
Yeah, then I continued in episode 3, and I won't talk about episode 3 today. But I didn't think episode 2 was as hard of a watch for me personally
As 3 or as
as
2?
1.
One, I felt like 1 was a lot harder because
One was a lot harder.
like what happens in in episode 2, like it hits, but like it doesn't hit the same as just again, 1 is self-defense, 1 is not. You know, like, and there's a lot to take in, but episode 1 was rough.
Also, speaking just purely the darker part of me, I was more hopeful at the end of episode 2 than I was at the end of episode 1.
I can kind of see that because the biggest glaring issue is gone. Because like
Glaring issue for now.
Because there was no working around her in episode 1, and now that she's gone, there's working around covering it up. But like there is working around her, and like I'm not here to celebrate anything that happened, but like it really completely changes the direction of the narrative. And I mean, really, the plot is just a whole new thing now. Before it was like, how are we going to fix this? And now it's like, well, how are we going to fix this other thing? And how are we going to fix the mood of thank you for ending a person, you know?
Also, the little gremlin in my brain that I was talking about, the dark part, when Marina got hit, it was like, yeah.
I mean, a little bit, though. It's like, yeah, get it. But like, also, yeah. So
I was like, oh no.
It was a bad thing, but there's some catharsis there because she was just so brutal. And it was like, something needed to happen. Ideally, it wasn't.
And that says something that you made a character so tragic that you're like, a little girl's life ending is like, yes.
I was like, no, but also yes. No, I hear you.
It's not as like charming as like Willy Wonka when the kids disappear.
It's not nearly that charming. But that's where we are. We'll be back next week with episodes 3 of everything. If there's something else you want us to pick up, I'm considering trying to find a way to add fragrant flower blooms with dignity into here, but like I can't do it officially, and I feel like if I'm going to talk about something, I want to support the official release, especially a series like that, which is very close to my heart.
Oh, I didn't even know that. I know you've mentioned it, but I didn't know.
Oh, I've read it. I love it. It's really good. It is a really.
I'm learning new information.
It's a heartwarming series. It is. There's way too many. It's. They call it. I do too. Like, I'm sorry, the manga, because everyone's sorry for everything. Like, I'm sorry that I'm poor. I'm sorry that I'm rich. I'm sorry I'm a boy. I'm sorry that I hated you because you're a boy. And it's ad nauseum, but if you power through that, like, it's good despite that, not because of that. And the characters are really lovable. And I love the main character's parents just because they're caring parents. They both own a restaurant. He's like learning to bake and stuff. I don't know. It's got so much heart. So we'll try to get that in if I can find means of legally sharing a way to support it. The only thing I really advocate pirating is Kenshin.
Yes.
But anyways, let us know if there's something you want us to talk about. Let us know if you hate us. Let us know if you like us. Until next time, let's keep it low key, weebs.
Bye.